Ladies and gentlemen, we shall start with the session, Transformative Engagement, Unlocking the Power of Audio Visuals
Presenter.
and Hybrid Classrooms.
Pointer.
Join us for an enlightening session, delving into the dynamic world of audiovisual technology and hybrid classrooms. In this presentation, Mr. Shah, Country Business Head USA from PeopleLink, will unveil the latest trends and essential considerations when deploying AV solutions in both enterprise and education sectors, and so much more. Let me invite on stage Shah, Country Business Head USA, PeopleLink Unified Communications Private Limited, to take over this session.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'll just check, just give me a sec. So this is how it goes. This is back. So very, very good morning to all of you all. I would like to thank Palm Expo. I would like to thank AVICN for having me here. The topic for the day that I'm going to be taking up is the revolution that has actually come to the hybrid classroom technology, the HyFlex classrooms, the smart classroom technology, and the smart training room technology predominantly. Wherein, if we talk about AV is all audiovisuals. Audiovisuals, like you've all seen here, right? There's this Pro AV, that's a different segment altogether. There's another segment which is the boardrooms and classrooms, boardrooms and conference room setups. The technology that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be how audiovisual is going to be revolutionizing and taking the classrooms and training room sessions to the next level. That's one of the most important concepts that we're going to be talking about. My name is Shah. I am the country business head for PeopleLink collaboration. I take care of the business in the United States, and partially I also take care of the west and central zone for India region. So we predominantly, we basically feel that we are in the business of audiovisuals, but if we give you a bird's eye view, it's not more into audiovisuals, it's more into creating an experience. That is the most important part. How how easily or how effectively can we create that experience of people who are probably sitting thousands of kilometers away, and we can make them feel that we are sitting right next to each other. That is the business that we are all in right now. Audiovisuals is, or AV for that matter, is just a facilitator for that. But the actual business is that. So as I just spoke about creating an experience, I'll just start my presentation here with a fact that if we see the smart classroom segment or the hybrid classroom segment, now, all right, now there's a new term that has come up to hybrid classroom solutions. That is HyFlex. So earlier it used to be hybrid, then came smart classrooms. Now is the time when it is known as HyFlex classrooms. So HyFlex basically is a combination of hybrid and flexible classrooms. So when we say hybrid, it has got predominantly something to do with the environment that we create in terms of having physical students in the training session. Like we are all here right now, there are participants here, so that these are physical participants. Parallelly, there is another way of doing it, there can be like hundreds of people who are logged in across the globe, and they're taking the same session virtually as well. So that gets us to the hybrid environment, wherein while I'm spending 1 hour here for, let's say, delivering a session to 20, 30, 40, 50 people here, but at the same time, the same session can be given to hundreds and thousands of people virtually. Now, when we do that virtually, people have been doing this, or people have been giving this virtue to the pandemic. If all of you must have heard that pandemic has given a big spike to the video conference market or the virtual classrooms market. But pandemic is just one of the reasons. It's not the only reason. Before that also we used to do like 100 locations, 1,000 locations, where people used to get logged in from hundreds of locations. The importance of that solution is when you're spending 1 hour in probably training or teaching or delivering some lecture to 20, 30 people. The same 1 hour can train thousands of people at the same time. That is the necessity at this point in time. And our job is, while we are doing that, let's say while we are having those thousands of people logged in, how do we create an experience for them so that they don't feel that they are sitting somewhere else? They don't feel that we are aloof. They don't feel that the whole concentration is only going to the physical participants. We are also equally a part to that, right? That's what helps us in getting the training sessions to the masses. And that is what is going to be very, very useful, when we say Padhega India, Badhega India, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, or all these schemes that the government has got in, or even for a lot of institutes where you must have seen distance learning has now taken up very well. In that distance learning kind of a scenario, this technology is what is going to be taking us to the next level, wherein you spending the same time, you can reach thousands of people, and with an effective approach of ensuring that maximum content is delivered to everybody and maximum content is being absorbed by everybody. That is the whole assumption. So, just to let you know, when we talk about smart classrooms or hybrid classrooms as a technology, from 2018 till 2030, right, if we see the spike of the business, right, again, as I said, pandemic 2021, 2022 was probably, yes, it did give us a spike, but this is on, as on today, if I talk about 2030, it is going to be a $320 billion market. And that's the market we are operating in. And that does not just cater to software, or that does not just cater to interactive displays. Those are very, very small components to it. But the whole solution per se, which can be used by schools, colleges, universities, training rooms, coaching institutes, distance learning institutes, that's what is going to be contributing to the $320 billion market that we're talking about right now. And that is the market that we are operating in right now. And as technology enthusiasts or technology manufacturers or technology solution providers, this is where we have to ensure that while we are catering to this $320 billion market, we ensure that we provide as much solutions and as many technically advanced options to the people who would like to go for this. So, as I said, pandemic was probably one of the reasons that the schools were shut, colleges were shut, universities were shut. People got that new perspective that yes, we can get into virtual learning setup also. But that's not the only reason why schools are being shut nowadays. Like if you see these news articles, these are live paper cuttings that we've cut from the newspapers where because of the extreme summer in Delhi, schools are shut for a month. Because of extreme rains in Mumbai, schools or universities or colleges are shut for a month. Now, what do we do in that 1 month? Or how do we be prepared for that 1 month? That is the most important part. And that's one perspective. The second perspective is while the whole teaching and training staff is being already trained for that 1 month of, firefighting approach, why can't we use the same approach across the year, throughout the year, to teach, let's say, thousands of the students or 500 students or even 10,000 students the same content that we're delivering to 50 students or 100 students in a classroom? That's where we'll be able to reach the masses. That will take care of the education enhancement across the country. That's our responsibility. At the same time, the business or, let's say for the universities, the fee collection or the incomes for the universities and colleges, that's also going to grow multifold. You need not charge them as high as you're charging the physical students. That can be a different cost. But when we talk about the virtual students, even if you charge a little low, they'll be happy to go virtually. And at the same time, they're getting those sessions, they're getting those lectures live from the teacher. There's no harm for them. They'll pay less, but then the quantum is going to be so huge that your revenues are going to be like 10 times, 100 times. That's what the whole approach in terms of virtual education and hybrid classrooms nowadays is. So as I said, HiFlex is a very, very recent term which is now being used for the hybrid classrooms and smart classrooms segment, wherein it's a combination of two words, hybrid and flexible. When I say hybrid, it is, as I mentioned, physical students plus virtual students. That's hybrid. When I say flexible Flexible is, it depends on the convenience of the students. How does he want to take the lectures? He probably wants to come to the school, he's most welcome. He doesn't want to come to the school, he can learn from his home, most welcome. He doesn't even want to attend those lectures at the specific time. The schools or colleges will be able to record the lectures and store it on cloud, and the student can go through all the lectures at his convenience. So that's the flexibility that has to be given to all the students nowadays. In the Western countries, when you say homeschooling, or when you say learning from home, that's very, 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 very common nowadays. But the same culture is now going to be spread across the globe, wherein people want to study from home, people want to study at their convenience. That's the most important part. The core values of HiFlex, again, as I said, learner's choice. It's your choice. How do you want to learn? Second is equivalence, what I was talking about, wherein we make everybody feel that they are the same. Nobody is different here. Not necessary that people who are studying physically will gain some more knowledge. Anybody, wherever, whenever, however you want to learn, learning is important. The reusability, which is one of the most important factors. Let's say if this lecture right now, whatever we are doing, this is getting recorded, right? Now, this can be stored in the cloud, and that access can be given to all the students across the university with a proper content management solution. And the student, let's say if today he was supposed to attend the class, he could not attend it due to whatsoever reasons. In the evening, he is available for like a couple of hours. He just logs in. He goes to check, okay, physics, I missed a physics lecture today. I'll select physics. I'll select thermodynamics. I'll select Professor Shah. I want to see this lecture. Simple. At the ease of his convenience, when we are getting this lecture delivered to his doorstep, why will he not study? The agenda is to study. The agenda is to ensure that he learns things in whichever way, whichever time, whichever manner. That does not actually matter. And the last one is accessibility. When we say that we are going to be giving you virtual lectures, we are going to be giving you those recorded lectures, so you save a lot of cost on the infrastructure. And when you save a lot of cost on the infrastructure, that's where you save a lot of cost to the students in terms of charging those fee structures to them. So you save those fee structures to them. That's where they get a lot of accessibility to your content, to the whole data, and they learn it as much as possible in as less time as possible. So there are three profiles of learners, basically. One is the physical learners, which has been the process since day one in education, that there is a teacher, there is a faculty, and there are like 50, 100 students in the classroom, and they're learning it physically. That's the basic learner's profile. The second one is online, which, if there's nobody in the physical classroom, there's a teacher who's teaching in a studio, and this lecture is being broadcasted to hundreds of students. So that's an online profile. And the third one is an offline profile, wherein even in an online class, they have a time schedule, and they have to maintain the syllabus and all that stuff. But in the offline profile, there is no time schedule. In the offline profile, there is no need of attending a lecture at 10 o'clock only. You can attend your lecture, or you can go through that lecture at 11 o'clock in the night, or depending on your convenience. So these are the three profiles of all the students or learners, which is supposed to be definitely catered to if we want to reach the masses, because this will cover the entire gamut of learners as compared to what we are doing right now, which is just more or less the physical classrooms. Now, in a physical classroom, all right, if there is no virtual classroom happening, if there is no video conference happening, there are multiple components in a physical classroom, all right? So if I talk about the multiple components, the first one nowadays, which is actually got a good spike, is the interactive displays. So those interactive displays are now replacing all the whiteboards, blackboards, green boards, projector-based learning, right? So that is all gone now. It is all now moving towards the interactive displays where 55 inches, 65, 75, 86, 98. A lot of OEMs have come up with a 105 inches interactive display, 110 inches interactive display. So that replaces your whiteboards and blackboards. The second component is cameras, audio solutions, two-way audio communication, what we are doing right now with the lavalier microphone and amplifier, speaker, DSP, wireless microphone, mixers and everything. That's the second component. The third component is cameras, wherein you have nowadays motion tracking cameras, which tracks the motion of the teachers, tracks the motion of the students, and ensures that you get that immersive experience. The fourth component is podiums. Nowadays, that is also coming up with a very big hike in terms of number of podiums being consumed by universities and colleges, because gone are these wooden podiums nowadays. Nobody now goes for these wooden podiums. Now there are those high-tech AV-enabled metal digital podiums wherein you keep all the equipment inside the podium and you have a touch control system on the top. You have all the switcher and everything so that you can just plug and play your content, whatever you'd like to pay. So there are digital podiums. That's the next big component in interactive classrooms. So these are major components of a classroom in a physical learning scenario. So even if you want to do it in physical learning, you can enhance the experience of the teachers and students by having all these components incorporated in your physical classrooms rather than doing the same old blackboard, whiteboards kind of a classroom. This generates the interest of the students to the next level to learn, right? Now, when I was talking about the audio solution, you must have seen a lot of audio solutions. They come in multiple stacks. So there is, when I talk about a scenario, let's say if this is a scenario, there's a classroom of 50 people. I am being locally heard here through my local sound reinforcement. Now the same audio needs to travel to the video conference for a virtual classroom kind of a scenario. And whatever my foreign participants are talking back, that also should be heard very, very clearly through the same speakers with proper echo cancellation and noise cancellation. This is a basic requirement of any school, college, university in terms of two-way communication along with local sound reinforcement. Now, when you want to do this, you need an amplifier, you need a DSP, you need a wireless microphone mixer, you need a wireless microphone receiver, you need speakers and whatnot. So these are 6 different products in one stack, right? Now, obviously it is complicated because you want to have all those integrated and then you put a solution there, and the IT team, probably if there's a problem, they need to get into all those nitty-gritties of how to solve those problems or all that stuff. But what if all the manufacturers, here, especially in this expo, or all the experts, they come up with solutions which are minimalistic in nature, which match the exact requirement of the client, and at the same time, the ease of use is taken care of, right? So if I'd like to just show you this one of our products, wherein this is a 2U rack device. It has an inbuilt amplifier, inbuilt mixer, inbuilt receiver, inbuilt DSP with a USB port, comes with 2 speakers, 1 lavalier microphone, 1 handheld microphone. Sufficient. And when we give this kind of an equipment to the classrooms or schools or universities, it becomes very, very easy for them to deploy it, plug and play. The microphones are pre-configured, the frequencies are all set, you just connect the speakers, you connect the USB cable to your computer, and you're on. So when you give them such kind of easy to use solutions, that's where they'll be motivated and they'll not be scared of deploying a whole stack of 5 different products and again getting into those nitty-gritties. So this is just one of the examples wherein the audio can be taken care of in terms of matching the 100% requirement of the client and giving them an easy to use solution. Second is obviously the cameras, which are very, very important in a physical profile. 2 ways. One is for the virtual kind of classroom kind of a setup, or if you'd like to just record a lecture. Like right now, if I see these gentlemen, they're using those professional recording cameras and stuff. But in classrooms, having people seated over there to record your lectures, that does not make a lot of sense in classrooms and training rooms. Because nobody's going to have like 30 people in 30 classrooms recording those lectures. So nowadays, the technology has come to a level where we've come up with all sides of cameras. And everybody has got it, right? So starting from, if I just want to talk from the podium, I can put a small webcam there and my lectures will get recorded. If I'd like to talk in a room, I can put a PTZ camera on the top in front of me, and that camera will record everything. I can go to the next level and I can have a lecturer tracking camera, wherein if I am making movements, horizontal movements from left to right and right to left, the camera will recognize me as the subject and it will ensure that I am always in the center of the frame. Because if the teacher is not in the center of the frame then the whole concentration of students goes for a toss. That's where these kind of technologies are going to be helping us to reduce the manpower cost to as low as possible. And while we are reducing the manpower cost, the technological enhancements in the cameras, they are taking it to a level wherein a complete classroom is getting recorded and also getting stored in the cloud, or also being virtually transmitted to the remote locations over video conference with a complete clear video of the faculty, of the content, of the audio, so that the lecture quality is not compromised at any point of time, right? Now these are types of cameras, like I said, I mean, there are multiple ranges. There are just very few cameras, but there are like 30, 40, 50 different types of cameras which can be selected as per the client's requirements. PTZ cameras, motion tracking cameras, voice tracking cameras, all-in-one bars, webcams. Again, the client is the king, customer is the king. Let them decide what they want to buy, but they have multiple options. Interactive display, as everybody knows here, is a big game changer in terms of the enhancement of the interest of the students. Now, just imagine you put two classrooms in comparison. One classroom where there's a whiteboard and a blackboard where teacher is just writing everything, and another classroom where the teacher is using a touch screen to write the whole content, whatever he wants to write. Second, if you would like to just show probably an image, he can just browse Google and open an image and show them the content, or he has all the space to store the content there and does all those annotations on the images and shows it to them. Plus, if there's a video that needs to be played, just play on a video and do that video level learning for the students. And plus, if there is anything that needs to be taught from the web, they can just go to the web, browse there, Wikipedia open karke, we can have those content given to the students. Now, if you see the interest level differentiation, the interest of a student when he is learning on a blackboard-based class, and interest of a student when he is learning in a technology-enabled classroom where he gets the complete graphical representation of whatever is being taught on the books. It's going to be multifold. It's going to be 100 times. That's where if you are being able to generate that kind of an interest, the learning levels will definitely be high. That's the agenda of having those interactive panels. It's not just a whiteboard or a blackboard. There are so many things to it, right? Now, digital podiums that I was talking about. Now, I don't have to say anything. Just have a look at this podium and a look at this podium. There is so much difference, so much, right? Now, again, the whole console, I'm not saying that this whole console is going to be replicated here, but whatever is required from this console in a classroom can go inside the podium. You don't need multiple stacks, first thing. Second, everything that you see, there's a 21 inches touch panel on the top. So the teachers also feel that excitement when they teach people. Right now I'm just standing here in front of a podium, right? Now here, if I'm here, let's say if I'm using this controller, but if I am here in front of the podium, I can just press next, right? I can annotate on the presentations for all of you all. The whole audio system goes inside, right? There is on top, if you see the laptop interface, that's basically a multimedia controller or multimedia switcher. Now in that multimedia switcher, how easy it becomes for me if I've got my laptop, I went over there, I gave that gentleman my pen drive, he did all that stuff for me, right? I could have just come here, plugged in my pen drive, my content would be visible there. Or if there is a laptop that I've got, I can place my laptop on the slider tray there, I can plug in an HDMI there and my content would be there, right? Then there's this microphone, DSP amplifier setup. These podiums nowadays, they also come with room automation. So if the faculty wants to control the room lights, ACs, curtains, or projector screens, anything that they would like to control, with the press of a button, they can control all of it. Now, this is where we are taking the technology to, as an Indian manufacturer, and there are multiple such manufacturers who are doing it, but this is where we are taking the technology to in terms of generating that kind of an interest for the teachers and the similar kind of interest in the students in learning to take it to the next level. Now coming to the second learner's profile, which is online learner's profile. Okay, the first one that we spoke about was complete offline, the physical classrooms. The second learner's profile is online, wherein there is no student here in the classroom. It's just the teacher in a studio, and there are like hundreds and thousands of students who are logged in. Now, when I say online, the most critical concern here is creating that experience for the online students at both levels. Even the teachers, I'll just give an example. Let's say if we are doing a Zoom call or a Teams call, right, when there are like hundreds of students who are logged in, the teachers would just see those thumbnail size videos of the students. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Now, as a teacher, I don't know whether the student is even learning. He's eating, he's on the phone, or he's doing something else. He's probably logged in just for the heck of it, right? But if I, as again, a software development company or an online solution provider company, online education provider company, if I design a solution wherein in a studio, I could give like 100 displays or 50 displays, depending on the budgets, or 20 displays. And in these 20 displays, the teacher could see one student in a display. 20 students, 20 displays. Or 20 displays, 50 students. That also is a decent amount of, decent size of videos. So that the teachers feel that immersive experience that yes, these students are also sitting right next to me in the classroom. And when the students know that they are being monitored in 42 inches display, they don't dare to do anything else but study. Now, these are the technologies that needs to be given or promoted or need to be informed to the schools, colleges, universities that ye hai available, right? It's just that they are not aware of it. Now, that's our job in terms of creating this kind of an awareness for online learners, right? So again, in an online learning platform, right from an admission of the student to fee collection, to assigning them to different courses, to assigning teachers to different courses, and then once the course is all set, then having a virtual classroom done for them over video conference, then having those tests and certification programs run for all the online students, providing them certificates right there, while they're learning along with their learning process. Then there is like a lot of attendance module, a lot of assignment module. So all these modules are required to have the interest that we're looking for in an online profile. Now, a lot of solutions are available in the market, even for this. But again, what is important is to ensure that the top 10 requirements of a classroom are being fulfilled with as much detail as possible, rather than giving 1,000 features in an LMS solution, which nobody is going to use, right? Like, we are all aware, everybody uses their phones right now. We are all Android users, iOS users. Now, in these phones, there'll be like 1,000 features. But out of those 1,000 features, 90% of people will just use the top 10 features of your phone, right? Now, in those top 10 features, if we can design a solution and we can give it to the teachers, these are the 10 features that you're going to use. But when you use it, you're going to use it effectively. That is the most important part. So these are a few features which, in class as a solution that we develop, but at the same time, there are other solutions also. They also do it. This is what we recommend, that let's have less number of features, but at least those features which are going to be used by the teachers and the students to again ensure that they are interested in doing it. Because we know that teachers are supposed to teach. That's their job. Technology is not their job. Everybody is aware that, I'm sure if all of you all must have gone to a school or a college and pitched these kind of solutions to your clients, teachers generally run away from this. They don't want to do this. They feel that this is a pain for them. Now, our job is to ensure that this pain of the teachers is reduced so that they can concentrate on the teaching, and technology, we take care of it. That's the whole reason for having this in-class solution or virtual learning solution with as important top 5-10 features. That's it. Nothing else is required. Sorry. Now, the third profile of students is offline. So the first one that we did was physical students, where we have 20, 30, 40, 50 students physically present and we are teaching them. The second profile is online learning in a classroom and a training room, where people are logged in virtually and we are creating an experience for them so that they are feeling that immersive experience and they're learning online. The third profile is offline, wherein the student does not want to come to the class. The student does not want to learn with a dedicated timetable online also. The third profile is offline, wherein the student would like to learn at his convenience. So here what happens is, whatever lectures we are doing in the classroom or in a studio, we record it and we save the whole classroom on a portal with an access to the students. With a proper search engine optimization, or so with a proper search engine mechanism, wherein the students would just come in. As I said, students would search probably date-wise, day-wise, subject-wise, lecturer-wise, and he can just search that lecture in that specific school and attend that specific lecture as per his convenience. Like, if I am a student, I couldn't attend this lecture right now. 11 o'clock in the night, I'm available, I have my free time, I just go online, I log in, I see that there was an expo happening, AVICN. Then in at AVICN, Meet Shah had given a presentation, click on Meet Shah. Meet Shah has given us 5 presentations, out of which the classroom presentation is what I would like to learn. So you can just click again on that and he can just go through the whole lecture at his convenience, right? That's the offline solution on the basis of a proper search engine that we could give to the students depending on their requirement. So now this is how all 3 profiles of the learners or the students is what we are being able to cater to. And once we cover offline, we cover online, we cover physical, the whole profile of students or learners, which is in millions across the globe, is covered. Now, that's where I'm talking about reaching the masses. So anywhere, anybody can be any kind of profiles out of these. But as a technology enthusiast, our job is to cover all 3. Now, I'll just play a quick video for you to just show you how does a HyFlex classroom actually look like. All right? Again, there are multiple variants in it, but if I'd like to design an ideal classroom in terms of providing a solution to all these 3 learners profiles, how should I define this or how should I design this classroom? So I'll just play a quick video for you. Can we just play the video? This is the telepresence setup I was talking about. This is what a teacher actually gets to see, right? Hundreds of students, but then as big as the physical students. This is an interactive display, a digital podium, a student tracking camera, wall mount speakers, to make it as clean as possible and as smart as possible. Now, if you see the ceiling microphones on the top, the teacher tracking camera on the top, all these components would comprise to an end-to-end solution for a learning or a hybrid or a HyFlex classroom setup. Now, everything is on software, by the way, gentlemen, so there is not a lot of hardware involved in it. This is one of the live deployments in Saudi Arabia, in Jeddah. This is 16 display telepresence. Just have a look at the immersive feeling. This is like the teacher's view. Now this is what we've deployed here itself in the AVICN Expo. This is a live video of this deployment that we've done here. So it makes it so simple. We could deploy it in like one day. And that's what we are trying to deploy across the globe in all the institutes, in all the universities, all the colleges, across the nation, across the world. People are accepting this technology only when we tell them the use case of this technology, only when we tell them that this is how it is going to be reaching the masses, and this is how it is going to be, having your revenues doubled or tripled depending on the time that you spend on the physical learning or the online learning, right? Gentlemen, yeah, you've just come. So I would like to play this video once again. The few people who have just joined us. This video is definitely going to be useful for all of us because this is an ideal classroom. I quickly play this video once again. It's like a 1-minute video. Right. So this is an ideal smart classroom or a hybrid classroom that we design, or when I say this is what is going to be taking the education to the next level in terms of covering all the three learners' profile. The physical students who are physically present in the class, the online students who are logged in virtually, and also the offline students wherein all the lectures are getting recorded with all these components. The interactive displays, podiums, cameras, microphones, telepresence setup, everything at a software level and at the fingertips of the faculty. This is a live deployment, as I was mentioning, in Saudi Arabia, in Jeddah, where people are learning this way. And when they see this case study, a live deployment, this is what they want to do with their universities also. This setup that you're seeing is live deployed at our booth here, and we did it in like 1 day. That's the ease that we can do this setup at in the colleges and universities. And we can ensure that the immersive experience between the teachers and the students is created like this. You name a college, you name a university, and they're all going for this. So we have so many use cases already. These use cases needs to be shown to the clients. These use cases needs to be shown to the prospects. Seated, they can just raise their hands and start talking. Then there is an amplifier DSP setup which is inside the podium, completely hidden. There is a visualizer camera on top of the podium so that if there's a book or a content that you would like to share, that content can easily be shared to everybody on the big screen. So all these components predominantly take care of your interest, the generation of interest in the teachers and the students also to take that learning to the next level. This is the setup that we were trying to show you in that video, but just have a look at this. If as a teacher, right, I'm being able to see 30 people seated here and another 30 people in front of me in the big screen, will I not have that immersive experience? Will I not feel that I'm being able to utilize my time more effectively because the same 1 hour I'm spending, I'm teaching 30 students physically and another 30 students virtually? Will the students not have that kind of an experience that we are also almost a part of the classroom? That's the business that we are in right now. Now, these are the key challenges which all the clients, all the universities, colleges, training rooms, they face. The first challenge is working with multiple manufacturers for this. They face this problem. In fact, the system integrators also face this problem. Because when we, it is easy for me to say that, this is a solution that we need to deploy. But when we actually get into the components, there are almost 15 components that are required to design the solution, right? So you'll have to at least talk to 5-7 different manufacturers, right? But again, including me, there are multiple such OEMs who have now come up in the market who design the whole solution for you and give you one package. So it solves 3 different purposes. One, the people don't have to be trained from different people, different manufacturers. The integration does not need to be done from multiple manufacturers. Even in post-sales service, you don't have to talk to different people. You can just pick up your call and call your account manager and he'll take care of it. That makes it easier for the buyer, makes it easier for the integrators also. The second challenge is budgets, which is 100% there. There's no second thought about it. But when we talk to the clients, it is completely driven by us. How do we want to propose this? We need not necessarily propose a full-scape telepresence classroom to all the classrooms. No, they need not even have it. They can have, let's say, 5 or 6 classrooms with the full-scape telepresence. But apart from that, they can have another 50 classrooms with mediocre setup. They can just have the podiums, they can have the cameras, they can have the audio, they can have the interactive display. They can have another 50 classrooms or 100 classrooms where you don't even need the podiums. You could just have a camera, you could have a 2-way audio with the whole setup, and a computer which is recording everything for you and getting it stored or probably transmitting your lecture virtually. So these are multiple packages that can be designed and given to the schools and colleges so that they can average out and they don't have to spend a lot on it. So that's where it is our responsibility to propose these kind of solutions to the clients and to the system integrators so that they can go ahead and talk to the clients accordingly. The third and the most important one is the quality education to reach masses. Now, this is where, again, at a social level also, and at a business model level also. Most important and critical point. Like there are 1.4 billion people in this country, right? Out of this 1.4 billion people, minimum if I say even half of it, would be in the student category or learners category, right? The agenda is to reach all of them and not being confined to 100 students, 200 students, 500 students, right? Not being confined to 100, 200, 500 students. Your target segment is like millions and billions of people. So we either get confined to these 50 students and we charge a very high fees to them, or we expand our horizon. We have like 50,000 people in our university or lakhs of people in our university, and we charge a minimalistic amount to them for having this education with them. And at the same time, while we are doing it, we are also contributing socially to our country, to our globe, wherein we are educating 50,000 people. We are educating lakhs of people, because there is always a scarcity of quality teachers, right? Now, this quality of teachers, if the students are being able to get in villages, make it virtual, no problems, but at least they're being able to get that content. That content is important for them at the village level, and it should not be just restricted to the town level or the city level. Now, that's where we have a responsibility in terms of the social responsibility that I'm talking about, which can be catered to with all the solutions that we have right now in front of us. In fact, in this expo itself, we'll have a lot of such manufacturers who would be able to design such solutions so that you can reach those lakhs and millions of people and ensure that your quality of education reaches them. And the last and the most important component here is going to be Make in India and Made in India. Very, very important, at least for all of us, because this initiative that our government has taken, so there's a huge difference between Make in India and Made in India. Okay, by the way, I know everybody knows here, but Make in India is, you can probably have a lot of equipment, you can do some kind of tweaking in it, and you can sell it as a Make in India solution. But what we actually want to reach is Made in India, wherein every single component of the solution that we spoke about needs to be manufactured in India. And we are reaching to that level. We, if I talk about 5 years back or 10 years back, we couldn't even think about it. Everybody would just import. But now, I'm telling you, as a solution provider myself, almost 50-60% of my product line is made in India. And the rest of my product line is still Make in India, where I do a lot of tweaking in terms of the research and the R&D that I put on the product. I don't just import and sell it. No, I have my own R&D team which does a lot of R&D at the software level, at the firmware level, and we ensure that we give a perfect solution to our clients. So we are already at the Make in India level. But the agenda is to reach the Made in India level, where if I talk about my audio solutions, my podiums, and a lot of stuff, we are manufacturing it 100% in India. So that takes the employment also to the next level. That takes the technology also to the next level. That takes the Make in India, Made in India initiative also to the next level, right? So that's one of the challenges that we need to ensure that we cater to. And again, as I said, single OEM to offer end-to-end hybrid classroom solutions. It is one of the most important criteria for all the system integrators and the clients to ensure that the solution that is being deployed is easy to use, is easy to install, and it's easy to even get into their concerns or issues which they might face later, which definitely increases the viability, or which definitely increases the confidence of the clients to go for these solutions in the market. So that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Anything that you would like to ask, or anything that you would like to probably understand, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. The floor is open for questions. Anything that you must have thought, or any thoughts that are going in. Please, gentlemen. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So all the system is installed in the school or the college. So what about the other side, when student is attending from their house? So what do they have from the laptop or mobile, or do you have something else for them?
Right. So it all depends on the way the clients want to do it, or the way the schools or colleges want to do it. So there is one way of doing it, wherein the expenditure is being made on the school level, on the college level, to create that kind of a studio setup for the students, so they can just open their laptops and they can learn from there, or probably use their laptop cameras and earphones. But at the same time, none of the students would mind paying a very, very minute charge, additional charge, for a good quality webcam and a good quality headphone while you're collecting the registration fee or the course fee with them, right? So the students will not mind paying that. If they already have it, perfect. But if you would like to include that as a part of your curriculum or as a part of your package while you're getting the student admitted, you can just include that 10,000-15,000 rupees extra for a student, and then they also, when they log in with a high quality video, high quality audio. So both options are available for the students. If they would like to not compromise on the audio video clarity, they can add these cameras and audio headphones to the package and give it to them. If they're okay with compromising, a little bit compromise on the video clarity and audio clarity, they can, probably just give them the software subscription which the school needs to buy, and that software will take care of it. And while we are doing it, again, as a technology solution provider, our job is to enhance the video quality of the students even at the level where he's using his laptop. So that is going to be done at the software level. Like if I talk about my software, it's the only software in the world which gives you 4K resolution in terms of video conferencing. Rest, everybody is still on 720. But again, we need to enhance. So we've enhanced it to 4K. Now, if the students are getting logged in from good locations, good internet bandwidth locations, you can have them logged in on 4K, and you will have a very good clear video, even if they're getting logged in from their mobile phones or their laptops. And for people who are getting logged in from small towns and villages who do not have good internet bandwidth, you can put their resolutions to a standard definition resolution and you'll get those kind of videos also. So both ways, depending on the requirement, we could figure out. It's all possible. Smart TVs, so you're talking about the Android-based normal TVs which we use at our homes. Sir, technically, yes, we could do that because they have a USB port and Android OS is there and you can just connect it there. But the smart TVs are, nowadays, whatever smart TVs are there, they are not efficient enough to do a video call. They need a processor, a good processor also. They need a good RAM also. So if you're talking about a 10-party call, 20-party call, there are like a lot of video streams coming in, a lot of video streams going out. The communication, especially in education, so there are two industries where, when we talk to our clients, there are two industries where we request them and they also appreciate that you should not compromise. One is education and the other one is healthcare. In corporates, you can still compromise because it's a discussion. Whether you are visible, you are not visible, okay. The audio communication should be okay, they're fine. But if I say in education, the moment there is a distortion in the video quality, the whole attention of the student goes for a toss. Right? If I'm a teacher and my video is not clear, the students will not even listen to me. They'll be like, it's okay, let's skip it. Right? Especially in healthcare also. When we do live operations transmission, there's a live operation happening and there is a senior doctor who's actually attending that operation and or probably guiding the doctors to take that surgery. And if we do a compromise there, then we are playing with the life of the patient, right? So that's where we request not to compromise in education and healthcare. In corporates, you would like to use a smart TV, a camera connected to the USB, perfectly fine to an extent for 2-party, 3-party, 4-party call. Even if you want to go for bigger calls, then you need to go for at least a computer or a laptop, or there are a lot of devices now which have come, a small mini room appliance, Windows-based appliance and a touch control setup, so you can just, operate it from there. All of those are also available. Having said that, in education, personal recommendation, sir, let's not do it because that's a kind of a compromise which will play with the attention of the students, and that cannot be compromised.
Transmit the 4K video.
To transmit a 4K video?
Yeah.
So I'll give you a mechanism here, okay, wherein the major bandwidth that is going to be required is going to be at the central level. Because let's say if I'm a teacher, my content is important, right? While I'm teaching, whatever I'm writing on the board or giving a presentation, my content is important to be seen with to all the students. So there has to be a good uplink bandwidth that I have, so that my content is being sent to the cloud over a video conference to all the students at a very good resolution, right? At the same time, when I talk about receiving the content from or receiving the videos from the students, I might or might not need a very high quality video, because my job is, as a teacher, is just to see whether the student is attending my lecture properly or not, whether he is making movements or not, whether he is not getting into any other activities while studying. So for that, you might not need a 4K resolution video while receiving the videos, but for uploading your uplink needs to be high. So if I talk about at this level, and again, there is a lot of optimization in the video conferences nowadays, wherein even if there are thousands of people logged in, thousands of people will just see one video, which is the teacher's video. And if there is anybody who starts talking, the active speaker, they'll just see that video. So these two videos can easily be broadcasted at 512 kbps or close to 1 Mbps of bandwidth. That is more than enough at the remote level. Now, at this level, at the teacher's level, when I'm downloading these hundreds of videos, right, and I'm uploading this one video from here also, that's where I might need, say, 10 to 15 Mbps or 20 Mbps of bandwidth. That's more than sufficient. And that is easily available nowadays at the central studio levels, because internet has gone to that level now. And thanks to all the people who have come up with these good internet services, they've gone to that level. In fact, we have done a setup, I'll tell you. We did it in 2015, wherein we connected 18,000 Gram Panchayats of Rajasthan. And I'm talking about 2015, almost 10 years, 9 years back. So at that point in time, if we could connect 18,000 Gram Panchayats, and the CM would just come and start addressing 18,000 people, 18,000 sarpanches, and they'll ask questions and the CM would answer. That is the kind of deployment that has been done 9 years back. Now internet services have gone to the next level, so rest assured on that part, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much again, the AVICN team and the Palm Expo team. Thank you so much for having me here, and I had a wonderful time. You've been a patient audience. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.